Time for Jersey Shore High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network. Just a moment, we'll join Nate Carpenter and Doug Byerly for tonight's game against Shikellamy. This exclusive broadcast brought to you by SWC Real Estate, Woodlands Bank, Pregame, Gleghorn and Hafley, Realty Lease Properties, Herbs Meat Market, First Quality, Susquehanna Transit, Muncie Bank and Trust Company, Hafley Insurance, Alex Coal and Oil, Jiffy Market and Deli, Jason Eberhardt State Farm Insurance, Anchor Realty, First Citizens Community Bank, Fager Insurance, Baldbirds Brewing Company, Twilight Diner, Napa in Jersey Shore and Mill Hall, Jimmy Lee State Farm Insurance, Fill It Up Drive-In, Pennycoff Rural Services, Kevin Peacock Disposal, Joe's Equipment, McMahon, Ferguson and Associates, B.A. Mike's Electric, Fredham Disposal, and River Valley Internet. Comments regarding this game, the express property of WQBR-FM. They may not be retransmitted or used in any way without express written permission from Maximum Impact Communications. Now, here are Nate Carpenter and Doug Byerly on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Minutes to start, and then we got the 3-minute spot. Go to the clock. Good evening, welcome again to another exciting Friday night under the lights down here in Sunbury, Pennsylvania. Nate Carpenter, Doug Byerly coming at you live from Shikellamy High School. Week 4 of Bulldog football, high school football here on the Bear Country Sports Network. Doug, what a game last week. Some incredible things. We've seen some unique things each week. Pottsville out of the gate, then to Lewisburg, a 70-point halftime lead. And then last week, the defense pitched a shutout. So, Doug, why don't you recap for those listening tonight at home here on the Bear, a look back at last week and last week's game against Selinsgrove.
Great to be here in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, Shikellamy High School. Nice venue here, big press box. Some kudos to Kevin Herr from our competing station, giving us a power cord to be able to get on the air. Thanks to Kevin for that. And you're right, Nate. Selinsgrove last week, dominating victory. A little bit of surprise just due to the margin and the way that Shore controlled the ball game start to finish. 49-0 at halftime. Defense did not allow a first down in the ball game. Minus yards total on offense for Selinsgrove. Shore had 534 yards on the offensive side, dominated by the running game, but the big pass play to Cooper Peacock to set it all up, first score of the ball game. What's hard to keep in mind, Nate, and easy to forget is Shore has lost just twice over the past 3 seasons. In the state final game against Thomas Jefferson in the COVID year, and then in last year in the semifinals, they've run the table pretty much in everything else, and looking to continue that here in week 4 against an improving Schick team. 1-2, got a win on the road last week at Central Mountain. Schick always plays Jersey Shore tough, so looking forward to a good contest tonight.
Absolutely, Doug. We're going to be back right after this commercial break. We're going to go back to the station. You're listening to Bulldog High School football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
Residential commercial electrical contractor. With over 10 years servicing North Central Pennsylvania, B.A. Meixel has built relationships with home and business owners in Jersey Shore and beyond. Trust B.A. Meixel's trained electricians for all of your electrical needs. Take advantage of their industry-leading warranties. Call 570-398-7837 today to find out more. B.A. Meixel Electric, a proud supporter of Jersey Shore sports.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
Want to sell a house? Want to buy a house? Then call the Dave Winkleman team at Anchor Realty in Lock Haven. Dave's a graduate of Jersey Shore High School. He and his wife Jan live in South Avis, the parents of 7 children. So you know the Dave Winkleman team is motivated to market your home and find you a new one. 570-858-0777. Ask Dave how he can guarantee your home will sell within 90 days. The Dave Winkleman team at Anchor Realty, 57 Belfont Avenue in Lock Haven, ready to serve you. 570-858-0777.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it'd be too difficult or take too much time? Then try Babbel. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel teaches you conversations that you will actually use. With 14 languages and lesson topics like travel, business, relationships, and more, you'll learn what matters most to you. Babbel. Language for life. Learn a new language with ease. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com.
For a great time, make it Baldbird's Brewing Company in Jersey Shore. Enjoy 24 different beers in the family-friendly tap room where pets are welcome too. And a full selection of local spirits, wines, and specialty cocktails. Don't miss our weekly family game night and trivia night. Baldbird's Brewing Company offers event space for meetings, weddings, and private and semi-private party spaces. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Baldbird's Brewing Company, Schaefer Lane, Jersey Shore. Online at baldbirdsbrewing.com.
You probably already know that with every Woodlands Bank personal checking and savings account, we provide online and mobile banking. However, did you also know we offer cutting-edge technology, just like the big banks, for free? Tools such as mobile check deposit, Apple and Samsung Pay, and access to Zelle, a fast, safe, and easy way to send and receive money with family and friends in the moment. To learn more about the cool and convenient technology we offer, or to open your personal account online today, visit woodlandsbank.com. Mobile network carriers fees might apply. Zelle is available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply. Woodlands Bank, member FDIC.
WQBR 99.9 FM.
We're back. Nate Carpenter, Doug Byerly, Jersey Shore High School Bulldog football on the road here at Shikellamy High School tonight. It's been a great year, a great ride thus far for the Bulldogs, Doug. And tonight, you know, facing a 1-2 Shikellamy team that's really trying to establish an identity. Some athletic kids. They've played Jersey Shore tough the last couple of years. And interestingly enough, head coach Kaiser comes in from Danville, trying to increase the turnout of his athletes, and brings in Logan Libey as a former quarterback at Selinsgrove, third leading passer in the history of Jersey Shore Pennsylvania high school football. Had a nice career at Bloomsburg as well. So here we are tonight, Doug. Let's talk a little bit about what you expect to see from Shikellamy.
Well, I expect to see a hard-nosed team. Coach Kaiser, that's what he's known for. Talked to Kevin Herr prior to the game. They have 4 players, Schaefer Neitz, Tobaz, and a Morgan kid that will return kicks, and a 4th player, all that are on the Schick District Championship track team. So they have 4 skilled players that can really run, that if they get in open space, they can take it a long way. Jersey Shore obviously has not allowed that to happen in any team. Really have given up less than 50 yards rushing in 3 games, not in 1 game, in 3 games. So they've really been dominant. But as you mentioned, Nate, Schick played Jersey Shore tough, even though the score last year ended up being lopsided. It was 56-20. Schick scored some points. Jersey Shore really took control in quarters number 2, and then in the end of the ball game, 21 points in quarter number 2 and quarter number 4 last year. So Coach Gravis is definitely expecting a good game tonight. What'll be interesting, Brody Rebuck is a freshman quarterback, getting great instruction by Logan Libey. from the coaching position, but he's still a freshman. Will he be able to react to that pressure that Jersey Shore defense has put on all the quarterbacks thus far this year? If he does and has time to throw or can create time to throw, it'll be interesting. If not, he's going to be running for his life and looking to dump it off and get it to those guys that can take it away. I expect Nate Jersey Shore's defense going to continue what it's been doing all season long. And if they do that, they'll have a chance to get out to an early lead and hopefully cruise to a 4th straight big victory. But we'll see tonight here in Sunbury, grass field. Looking forward to it tonight.
And you're exactly right. Alex Jackson is going to come out. He's going to. Every time he faces an opponent, it's the 5-2. They'll walk up some safeties, but they're going to stack the box. They're going to say to Shikellamy tonight, you know what, you beat us on the ground, because if you're not going to beat us through the air, and you know what, there'll be a game or two this year where they give up a big play. It's bound to happen. The dam will break it sometime. But the consistency of the defense, what they've been doing pitching these shutouts, negative yards last week for Selinsgrove. Again, we talked about that. No first downs. Absolutely incredible. And I don't think I've ever seen, minus a few penalties, Jersey Shore play as well on all 4 facets of the game. I talk about the turnovers. I talk about the offense, defense. And Breck Miller's leg has been a weapon this year. And we'll talk more about what's to come after this Wednesday's Tom Gravish interview, which was awesome. They were in a great mood, great spirits. So we're going to go back to the station. You're listening to Jersey Shore High School football. Tune into Gravish's interview on the Bear Country Sports Network.
At Boot Barn, we believe that the cowboy boot is an American icon. Today's boots are not only rooted in history, but are enhanced with modern technology features for the working cowboy. Ariat boots are built with advanced technology that provides the comfort and support of a high-performance athletic shoe, yet still has the functionality and durability of the iconic cowboy boot. And at Boot Barn, we carry over 250,000 pairs of Ariat boots nationwide. Ariat at Boot Barn.
September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. If there's one thing we've learned throughout the pandemic, it's that life is fragile and it's important to prepare for the unexpected. Get the life insurance coverage you need. Choose Burgandy, Gleghorn, and Hafley, an independent insurance agency representing Erie Insurance, serving Bear Country, the entire state of Pennsylvania for generations. Trust in our 9-person staff with over 100 years of combined experience. Burgandy, Gleghorn, and Hafley, 123 East Water Street, Lock Haven, 570-748-4022.
When it matters, companies need more than just a delivery service. Cintas delivers full service and the reliability that comes with having a dedicated Cintas service rep who understands your business, which means they deliver confidence and peace of mind too. For uniforms, cleaning essentials, mats, first aid and safety supplies, and fire protection services, discover the personal attention you get with Cintas.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
First Quality in Lock Haven and Macalatin is recruiting new team members. Receive competitive wages, $1.50 shift premium, insurances that begin day one, bonuses, and a team-oriented culture. There are immediate openings in Lock Haven and Macalatin for full-time production, maintenance, and warehouse positions. To apply, go online to joinfq.com. That's joinfq.com. First Quality is an equal opportunity employer.
Today on Hey Culligan, soft water, cleaner environment. What do you say, Greg?
Hey Culligan, are you saying if I have a Culligan high-efficiency water softener, I'm also helping the environment?
It sounds like you're saying it, Greg, and yes you are, because with the Culligan high-efficiency water softener, you'll use less detergent, soap, and harsh chemicals, and that's good for the planet.
Now you're saying it.
You bet I am, Greg. Soft water and a cleaner environment is already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at Culligan.com.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Jim Ely, State Farm Insurance, 105 Thomas Street, Jersey Shore, 570-398-2828.
It's Bear Country 99.9 FM.
Coach Gravish, Tom Gravish here tonight, Bear Country Radio, WQBR 99 FM, and on the YouTube live stream. Week 4, Tom, what a great week last week. Shik's up next, 7 p.m. on the road. But this past week, the defense held Selinsgrove to minus yards total offense and had 0 first downs. Aside from the overall incredible great program victory, What were some of the biggest takeaways with Selinsgrove this week that made you smile as a coach, and then some of the things you wanted to address?
Well, one, I thought we were focused on all three levels of the defense. So on the defensive line, the DNs, our linebackers, second level, and in the back end with our secondary, they have good receivers. Selinsgrove, they have dangerous running backs, a couple good quarterbacks that both displayed greatness in their first two games. So we were really focused last week coming in, and credit to our assistant coaches and Coach Jackson on defense and making the right calls, and guys just getting fired up and excited. Our guys like to play Selinsgrove. I think they like to play us. Played so many times over the years, but our guys were focused on what they had to do.
That's great. We witnessed an entire roster for the third week in a row pretty much get into the game. Not just seconds and thirds, 2 deeps, 3 deeps, but freshmen, underclassmen. What have you witnessed as far as some of the underclassmen, just the development and the growth as a result of getting on the field early?
Right. You see that in practice. Then you see the confidence they take from what they did in practice to what they're, doing in these games. And so we're expecting to get more of these guys in games in crucial spots because they're learning a role. It might not be that we need them to know every single play, but there's a certain skill set that some of these younger guys have that we're hoping we can get those guys into games in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, it looks good. 1 on the road and then 4 at home. Last couple weeks I've noticed, I remember a day when, I'd follow you guys on the road in the playoffs, and sometimes when you get to the playoffs, there's a little more physicality. There's a little bit more. They'll let some things slide here and there. The past couple weeks, it just seems like out of the gate we've been heavily penalized with the holds and some of the things on the edge. Are there some things that you saw on film that make you say, not really sure? Is it a playoff district comparison as far as they let some things slide, or is it just undisciplined football?
No, I mean, we just got caught holding a couple times. We haven't had too many penalties. I don't think we hardly had any in the second half. I think in our Pottsville game, we haven't had too many penalties. We're just going back to the techniques of trying to improve our blocking techniques. Basically, the only penalties that we had.
Great. What are some of the greatest improvements? Go ahead.
We did have a couple penalties. We had 2, penalties where we had mistimed snap to, receivers are trained to watch that ball. So we've been working hard, and that's been an emphasis this week.
Well, when you get in the fast car, a lot of times it's just that fraction of a second.
Right.
And it makes the biggest difference in the world. But overall, I've seen disciplined football. There were a couple times this year where I said to myself, I was scratching my head, wasn't sure if it was really a situation where there was a hold or the officials were just trying to get some oxygen and get a Gatorade. So that you can't comment, but we see some things up there, and the team's been great. What are the greatest improvements you've seen so far this year offensively?
I think offensively we're getting more burst off the ball, on offense. You know what I mean? The linemen have a little bit more experience, a little more confidence. The camaraderie of them working together and wanting to do it as a unit. So I think it all started in our off season, and it's just transpired right through this, our preseason into our first 3 games. And we're going to need it this week because Shikellamy has some big defensive linemen, and we're going to have to move them out of there.
So this comes from Doug Byerly again. Doug wishes he could be here, but in the first 3 weeks, 3 mercy rules, 35 points gets you a continuous clock. How do you stay focused as a team? I know you talked about getting on the bus at Lewisburg. You guys don't take anything for granted. It's next team up. You're hungry, you're humble. But this week with Shikellamy, it's the 4th week where you've dominated opponents. Nothing may change. You may say the same thing, but with Shikellamy coming up, you said big line. What are some of the things you're going to have to key on?
Well, they have a good quarterback. They have a young quarterback, and we always feel if we can take care of ourselves, everything will take care of themselves. But, they have some talented players, receivers, running backs, linemen, a nice quarterback. They have a great coaching staff. Coach Kaiser does a fantastic job. He has, in his transition years here with, trying to get this Schick program going, we just hope we don't get it going too well. But he has had quite a bit of success when he was a Danville football coach. So we take care of business on our end. Everything will work out. So that's our focus.
I'll tell you, it's been an impressive year thus far. The dogs are rolling, and it is next team up. But it's been awesome just to hear the buzz in the community, the network, the station, just people, the coaches, the community overall. Everybody's just fired up. Great turnout on Friday night. with the Star Spangled Spectacular. What'd you think of the crowd Friday
Yeah, the crowd's awesome. It is. And our players hear me say it every time we take the football field in the team room. I say, hey, there's not a better place to play a high school football game on a Friday night in Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania. And I really believe that. I didn't get a chance to play here. I wasn't from Jersey Shore, but I remind them just how special it is, and how special our fans and our community, how they are to our football program, and we greatly appreciate it. You look at how many youth players are coming to games, and their parents, their coaches, how many young band members we had last week. What a great Jersey Shore Area School District Community Night was last Friday.
Well, it's always great talking to Coach Gravis.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a great week. It's a great day to be a Bulldog.
Sure is. Thank you.
Did you know a fire department responds to a fire every 23 seconds? First Alert is reminding you to be prepared by installing smoke and carbon monoxide alarms on every level and in each bedroom of your home. Don't forget to add First Alert fire extinguishers on every level, plus in common spaces like the kitchen, and know how to use them. Protect your whole home with safety you can trust by visiting firstalert.com and Lowe's stores today.
It's time for an insurance review. Every now and then, you need to know you're getting the best coverage at the best price. So here's a phone number, 570-865-5191. State Farm agent Jason Eberhardt will give you an overview and make recommendations on how you can protect yourself and your family. Auto, home, life, health, property, or business, it's Eberhardt State Farm. Available online at insurejerseyshore.com. Eberhardt State Farm in their new offices, 600 Allegheny Street, Jersey Shore. 570-865-5191.
Get an inside look at Hollywood with Michael Rosenbaum.
Let's get inside of Robert Patrick.
I own a Harley-Davidson dealership.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Where?
Santa Clarita, California.
That's not far.
You need to come on out. It's movie posters. It's all my memorabilia, T2 Arcade. My guys kind of go like, yeah, we know who owns this place.
Oh, I got to go there for sure.
I love Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson saved my life, man. I mean, it's.
Why is that?
Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Fred Ham Incorporated has proudly served Lycoming and Clinton counties with residential and commercial trash removal since 1968. Family-owned company that cares about the environment and their customers. They provide extensive trash removal and recycling options, including bags, cans, dumpsters, even small and large roll-offs. They have a fleet of trucks for reliable pickup and convenient online bill pay. Call Fred Ham Incorporated today at 570-398-1814.
How do you make the most of your land? Everyone has their way. The Nelsons depend on their John Deere Gator XUV 835R to get
from point A to point B with decoys and the dogs.
As much as we got going on, it's all about efficiency.
And if you ask the Mosers what they use their Gator XUV 590M for, they tell you.
The most fun we have on the Gator is just ripping around the property.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get auto, power sports, RV, home, life, fire, commercial, farm, tenant, and or personal liability insurance all from one agency? Well, that's where Hafley Nationwide Insurance comes in. They can help protect what's important to you. So why not simplify your life? See Hafley Nationwide Insurance in Lock Haven. 570-748-2926. Nationwide is on your side. Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio, subject to underwriting guidelines, review, and approval.
The Bear is Cutting Edge Country, WQBR.
How do you make the most of your land? Everyone has their way. The Nelsons depend on their John Deere Gator XUV 835R to get
from point A to point B with decoys and the dogs.
As much as we got going on, it's all about efficiency.
And if you ask the Mosers what they use their Gator XUV 590M for, they tell you.
The most fun we have on the Gator is just ripping around the property.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Want better skin from your body wash? Try Olay Body Wash infused with skincare super ingredient collagen. Olay Body Wash with collagen hydrates to renew skin surface cells, improving skin 3 times better versus the leading body wash to transform skin from dry and dull to firm and radiant, so I can step into my day feeling fearless in my skin. And now try Olay Body Lotion, which hydrates for healthier looking skin that improves over time. Olay Body.
You don't sit behind a desk every day to earn a living. You're out and about making it happen.
And sometimes you get a little bit behind on your paperwork, like bookkeeping and paying your taxes. It's easy to get behind on paying your taxes. It happens to the best of us. And you know what happens next. The big bad IRS comes knocking on your door. And when that happens, you need to call the good old boys at the Tax Doctor. Let them do what they do best. Deal and negotiate with the IRS so you pay the lowest you can in back taxes that the law allows. We are a 100% U.S.-based company, and we've saved our clients millions over the years in back taxes. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call my friends right now at the Tax Doctor and learn more.
800-281-0266. 800-281-0266. 800-281-0266. That's 800-281-0266.
Cutting Edge Country on the Bear.
We're back. Nate Carpenter, Doug Byerly here at Shikellamy High School tonight, Doug. Let's talk about a couple of pregame sponsors and some of the people that make this program happen.
Always thankful for them. Thanks again to Steve and Alicia Wadsworth, the patron sponsor. They are from Lock Haven, but supporting Jersey Shore Bulldog football all throughout this season. And the pregame was brought to you by Pennycroft Rural Services. Our apologies, my mistake to not getting them first. For property management, excavating, hauling, all that type of work, give Jeff a call at 570-360-7757. We'll talk to them about them a little bit more throughout the ball game to make up for me missing them in the pregame as well. And Nate, getting ready here to kick off once the youth football of Shikellamy gets off the air. Shikellamy coming off a 23-3 win at Central Mountain on the road to go to 1-2. But what's easy to forget is their 1 2-point conversion from being 2-1, losing in overtime in the game to start their year to an improved Central Columbia team. So they could easily be 2-1, and they've got that variety of weapons that we talked about very briefly. Isaac Shaper Knights, Ethan Torber, Luke Snyder, Chase Morgan, Rashawn Martin, 5 guys I mentioned there, but they're all running backs, slot backs, wide receivers, and 4 of them, Morgan, Martin, Neitz, and Snyder, were the Shikellamy District Champion sprint team, so they can run. They get an open space. There are going to be threats. That's who Breck Miller at some point will be kicking off to in this ball game. So weapons Schick has. We'll have to see how they hold up with the big guys up front.
One of the biggest thing for the Bulldogs, you can't fall asleep. We talk about falling asleep at the wheel, taking a week off. Coach Gravis says they've been healthy, they've been humble, and they've been hungry. They have to continue that on the road. They cannot look at any opponents on this schedule this year as lesser, and they don't. It's next team up. It's been excellent to see how hard they've worked, not just in the offseason, but each and every week, stopping by the practices when we have a chance to talk to Coach Gravis and just see the effort these kids are putting in. Offensively tonight, it'll be interesting. Jersey Shore most likely each week, the first 3 weeks, has tried to establish the ground and pound, the ground game, which has been huge. 500-plus yards last week offensively, started on the ground, and then when they do go to the air, it's big chunk yards.
And not only 500 yards offense last week, but they've had 1,000 yards rushing in 3 games. That's incredible amount of yardage. So really been consistent on the ground, sprinkled in the big plays like the almost 70-yard Cooper Peacock from Brady Jordan touchdown pass to kick off the scoring last week. It'll be interesting, Nate. Dave Ritchie, who's on the station for Shikellamy, he said Schick last week at Central Mountain played 4 good quarters. And their offense played well, their defense played well, their special teams played well, but particularly the defense, they forced 5 Central Mountain turnovers, 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and stopped Central Mountain inside the 5-yard line. So they made plays when they had to make plays, and they made Central Mountain turn the ball over. That's something Jersey Shore has not done, knock on wood, thus far this year. Can't do that tonight against an opportunistic Brave team.
Absolutely, Doug. And it'll be interesting tonight here. We're close to the kickoff. We're going to go back to commercial. We're going to stay here. We're going to stay right here. Okay, we'll stay right here. We're getting too close to cutting the kickoff short. So we're going to stay here. We're going to talk a little bit also about Shikellamy in general. Really, Coach Kaiser came in from a very, very successful stint at Danville, as we talked on the ride down, Doug, a couple trips deep into the state playoffs. Danville really kind of put that program on the map, and it was post-Kaiser that really the upgrades, the facility upgrades down there, a lot of the playoffs through PIAA now go through Danville. Just a tremendous facility. And now Kaiser here looking to build this program, bringing in some key pieces. He likes to coordinate the offensive running attack, but Logan Lively will be the one grooming or mentoring the freshman quarterback, Brody Raybuck, who also has a brother, you told me, Doug, who's a lineman offensively, a center, and also plays defense. So as far as the turnover battle, you talk about Schick forcing turnovers last week. That's one area that has not plagued the Bulldogs this year, and we'll see if they can't keep that streak going.
Well, what's interesting, Nate, with the turnovers, so Schick forced 5 Central Mountain turnovers last week. Last year, Shikellamy was minus 17 in turnovers. So last year they had a team that hurt themselves in turnovers, including in the 56-20 loss against Jersey Shore. This year they've turned it around where they've really helped themselves in turnovers and got the win last week. And like we mentioned, in that overtime game against Central Columbia, had a chance to win it at the end. So really, Nate, a 2-1 team. Not on paper, but that could very easily could be a 2-1 team, and they've got some nice size. Nate, you talked about it. The Brody Raybuck's brother. They've got a set of twins. They've got some nice size kids. Their problem, Nate, has been they don't have a lot of depth. They don't have a lot of players on their roster. They probably got about 30 kids on the roster. Not that Shore overwhelms you with their numbers, but they do overwhelm you at times with their depth. So that'll be a real key for Shikellamy. If Schick wants to stay in a ball game, they got to do something special teams wise, which they've done in ball games. Morgan took one back against Mifflin County for a touchdown. If they do that, there'll be a problem for Jersey Shore in this ball game tonight.
Yes, captains at center field right now. Isaac Schaefer Knights, number 2, 4, Ethan Turber Ortiz, 11, Lucas Wenzel, 23, Luke Snyder, and for the Bulldogs, your number 2, Cooper Peacock, number 11, Brady Jordan, number 44, Hayden Packard, and your household name on the lines offensively and defense, number 68, Zach Rooney. Looked like Shikellamy deferred there to the second half, and therefore Jersey Shore has to elect to receive. So the Bulldogs will receive this opening kickoff.
Well, it'll be exciting to see how they do, because last week Selinsgrove got the kickoff, and the Bulldog defense really shut them down, forced a punt, and then scored on a second and 36 on that long pass play, Brady Jordan to Cooper Peacock, to open the scoring and really set the tone for the ball game. So on offense, up front, Luke Springman, Zach Rooney, Owen Vanderruff, Dyson Delaney, Jared Powski, they're the guys. Tight end, Max Engel. In the backfield, led by senior quarterback Brady Jordan, Hayden Packer, Elijah Jordan are the normal rotation. We'll see Tate Sechrist, Gabe Andrus as well, and even Dathan Tyson. And then the wide receivers, Connor Griffin, Cooper Peacock, Dathan Tyson, and Peyton Samar, all will see time in the air tonight. So getting ready for this kickoff, Nate, here at Shikellamy Stadium. Looking forward to a great ball game tonight.
Absolutely, Doug. 12 minutes on the clock. That's 12-minute quarters here in high school football, PIAA State of Pennsylvania. It's going to be kicked off here by number 7, Nick Kuntz, the senior, 5'8", 143. We'll kick it off. I saw him kicking some field goals earlier. Not super deep this year off the kickoff. Deep to receive, Cooper Peacock and Brady Jordan. It's a squib kick. They're going to kick it short. Fielded by number 31. That's Tate Sechrist. And he's a bruiser. Moving forward out to the 41-yard line. Tate Sechrist played infield. Played shortstop on that play, Doug.
Nice job. Sometimes those kicks can be tough, and that's what the kicking team is counting on, that ball to take a late hop. But Tate Sechrist, nice fielding there. Good field position, Nate, to start the ball game.
Jersey Shore the last couple weeks has chosen to bring Brady Jordan, number 11, their quarterback, under center. Experienced line for the Bulldogs, singles left and right. Packard and Elijah Jordan in the backfield. They're going to go deep. They're throwing it deep. Turns around. That's Connor Griffin. And it looks like he made a shoestring catch. Incredible catch, and it looks like there's a flag on the play, Doug. We might have had a hold.
That was a one-handed catch because the defender had his other hand wrapped underneath him. So the holding penalty would have gone against Shikellamy, obviously, with the connection. Great catch there at the end. Good call there, Nate, by Connor Griffin. They're going to take the result of the play inside Brave territory. I believe the official right at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Connor Griffin really did not take his eye off that football. Decent coverage. There was some holding, some festivities before the catch, but first play electing to go to the air. Brady Jordan under the gun, 2 backs to his back. Hayden Packard on the counter tray, kicks it to the outside, 5, 8, stacked up at the first down line. We're going to see if they mark it for a 1st and 10. Looks like it's going to be short.
Schick has some nice size guys up front, but what we talked about, they don't have a lot of depth. They've had to move people around due to some injuries early this season.
Peacock and Griffin spread out wide. Jordan under center. Goes to the air. It's to Peacock. Peacock in the flats all alone. Makes a man miss at the 20, 25. Back to the middle. Holds on to the football for a big pickup. Yards after the catch on that from Cooper Peacock.
Good tackle there at the end by Luke Snyder. He's the leader of the defense. Almost caused Cooper to lose control of that football, but a good job to control it. Big gain.
Bulldogs 1st and 10 on the 13 of Shikellamy. Brady Jordan under center. Motions Peacock right to left. Twins left. 2 backs behind him. Quick pitch to Elijah Jordan. Tries to get the corner. Good pursuit by Shikellamy up front, stretching the play for a loss of approximately 1.
Schaefer Knights, and again, that Luke Snyder, we talked about their speed, track guys. They get to the corner very quickly, so that'll be a tough play for the Bulldogs tonight.
2nd and 11. Jordan under center. Hands it immediately to Packard. Packard is stuffed at the line for a pickup of 2. Great surge by Shikellamy, not falling for the fake.
Lucas Wetzel, tight end, defensive end there. He's a nice-sized kid as well, number 11, 6'2", 220, in on the tackle. And they have a real big guy inside there, Cooper Rouse, 6'2", 250.
Jordan under center. He's going to look to Peacock. Peacock close, turns around. Jordan stretches the play, looks deep, throws it. Nothing doing, nothing open. Tipped ball at the line of scrimmage. Give Shikellamy credit. They have some speed, Doug, and we talked about that on that incompletion, 4th and 9.
And the pressure put on Brady Jordan by either Turber Ortiz from that middle linebacker position really closed on Brady Jordan very quickly. Forced that errant throw, and I really do think Nady got a hand on it, knocked that one away.
Right now, ball marked at the left hash, approximately the 19-yard line. Breck Miller in for the kick. Palski snap back to Peacock. Breck Miller's kick is up. The kick looks good. The kick is no good. Must have been slightly wide left, Doug.
Plenty of distance, plenty of height. That's a tough one. You're off the hash mark, so you're not right in the middle of the field. That one trailed left, so good movement for Jersey Shore, but no points. And if you're Shikellamy, you're happy with that.
Absolutely.
You forced an errant throw on a 3rd and long, and then you get your opponent to miss a field goal. So for the Braves, that first drive for their defense is a good one.
Great drive, great stop by the defense of the Shikellamy Braves. So the first time this year, the first possession, Jersey Shore does not score. Shikellamy will start off. Quarterback under center. That's Raybuck. 2 backs to his back, singles left and right. Hands off immediately to 23. That's Luke Snyder. Snyder is hit 2 yards deep in the backfield. We've seen that all year from the 5-2 of the Bulldogs.
Zach Rooney leading the way from the interior of that Bulldog defense. Just so tough all season long. Giving up only about 50 yards rushing in 3 complete games this season. They have really been stout.
2nd and 11. Ball is on the 19 of Shikellamy. The Bulldogs in their 5-2. Single receiver to the left. Slot right. 2 backs under center is Raybuck. He's going to roll left. He's got his man in the flats. Looks like a hold. He throws to number 2. The pass is incomplete to Schaefer Knights. But a flag down, Doug, usually in the arena of holding.
Super defense there. Really good coverage by Hayden Packer. We talk so much about him and the other linebackers inside against the rush, Nate, but he got all the way out near the sidelines right with the receiver to knock that one away, so it would have been incomplete. But, yeah, again, that is holding. And you would have to think Tom Gravis is going to take this, drive him deep, maybe try and force Shikellamy into an error. And, Nate, this is a Shikellamy team. They average 21 points a game, yards per game, just under 160. They do a nice job on the offensive side with a lot of young guys in there. But, again, their offensive line, they shuffle some people in and out due to some injuries and all of that. So we'll have to see how they perform tonight.
And like you said, Brody Raybuck able to get outside of the ends on that play. Had a man open in the flats, it would have been short, but the holding penalty negates that on the incompletion. So here they are, 2nd and 23. The ball is on the 5-yard line. Raybuck under center, hands around. It's a slot reverse, and he is stuffed. That's number 33, Rashawn Martin.
Both Martin and Chase Morgan, who have that speed, they're not big guys, 5'6", about 140. They're diminutive. If they get in space, they can do some damage, but you have to know that Alex Jackson and this defense have been preparing for that type of run all week long. Really did a great job there stuffing that inside for another short loss.
3rd and 21 here, ball on their own 6-yard line. And about 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Shikellamy and the Bulldogs. Bulldogs playing defense, looking at getting a big stop here. Ray Buck under center, 2 backs to his back. Single receiver to the right. It's another reverse and just crippled on that line. Who was that? That's number 31. That's Tate Sechrist.
Just not fooled at all by the motion in the backfield, really keeping your eyes in your area, and that's what you want to do, not looking at all of the motion, keeping it in. What this sets up, Nate, again, we talked about it in pregame. Jersey Shore has gotten control of the ball in enemy territory so many times, and Cooper Peacock and Elijah, they're inside the 40.
Kuntz kicked off. He'll also punt. He's got his foot on the back line. The snap is back. The kick is up and away. It's very low. It's fielded by Cooper Peacock at the 35. He takes it 5 yards. No block on the play. Good blocking on the outside. He gets to the edge. Makes one man miss. Gets down inside the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him out at around the 12. Make that the 17.
And that's really been the impressive part. The defense has really set up the special teams where Cooper Peacock and Elijah and whoever's back there have a chance to make a return and set yourself up. You are deep in Braves territory with a nice return by Cooper Peacock.
And Jersey Shore really not getting in the up-tempo yet tonight, but now we'll see Brady Jordan in the gun. Single back to his right is Hayden Packard. Trips right, single left. Snap is back. Had some issues with this last week, Doug. False start on the offense here, and it's that split second of not being set long enough. They're going to have to fix that.
Well, the officials have certainly made that a point of emphasis, probably particularly against Jersey Shore, because they know they run that up-tempo offense.
Brady Jordan the shotgun. Hayden Packard to his right again. It's as if they're not on the same page.
Exactly what happened, Nate, in that first offensive drive against Selinsgrove. They had 2 holding penalties and then a procedure or motion penalty to force them back into that 2nd and 36, and then came up with the big play. But, boy, you get it deep in your own territory. You don't want to have those 2 false starts to set yourself back.
Brady Jordan in the shotgun. Hayden Packard to his right. He's going to roll. He's pressured. He gets up in the pocket. He's pressured. He's going to get sacked, Doug. Big play. Good speed. We talked about the Shikellamy speed, Doug.
Luke Snyder, again, he's a very, very good defensive player, very instinctive, couple-year starter, knows what to do. Very similar to the Jersey Shore linebackers. They see the gap, they go to it, make a big play.
2nd and 20, ball in the 27. Peacock right single, trips left. Brady Jordan in the gun, hands to Hayden Packard. Hayden Packard is met immediately and wrapped up. Good arm. There's no arm tackles this week for Shikellamy. A great tackle up front. That looks like that's number 25. That'd be Dirk Turber-Ortiz.
And also Mason Rebuck, the center defensive tackle, in on that as well. 3rd and very long.
3rd and 23. Brady Jordan in the gun. It fakes the handoff to Packard. He's going to go up top. He goes underneath. That's to Elijah Jordan. Gets downfield. He's still running. He's past the first down. They threw to the short man. Trips left. They sent everybody deep. They had Elijah Jordan rest right in the zone. Sat down. And that was a brilliant design play.
Really nice design play, but good recognition by Brady Jordan not to go deep first and wait for Elijah to come open.
Jordan in the gun, Packard to his right, handoff. No, he fakes it. Jordan's going to keep it. Good blocking on the outside this time. He's in there. It's past the goal line. And he got the edge that time. Brady Jordan picked up a nice block on the edge. No hold. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Has to be frustrating for Shikellamy. You played so well in those first 2 plays of the drive after the penalties set Jersey Shore back, but then you give up the big play on a really good read by your senior quarterback, Brady Jordan, for a big first down and then the touchdown run.
Point after touchdown. Palski to Peacock. The hold is down. The kick is up off the boot of Breck Miller. The kick is good. So here we are, Doug, 7:08 to go in the first quarter. Like you said, Shikellamy playing well defensively. Jersey Shore heavily penalized again with the false starts, unable to get in the fast car. But on 2 occasions tonight, have gone to the air, forced to the air, which hasn't been a regular occurrence this year. We saw that in the first drive last week. But this week, big plays from Connor Griffin, as well as on the interference, as well as Elijah Jordan being the primary target. Peacock and Griffin just went deep.
Now, what's interesting is if they watch the film of the first game that Schick had against Central Columbia, they gave up big plays through the air. Played pretty well against the rush, but gave up big plays. Even though those defensive backs are quick, and have some experience. They just didn't react particularly well to the football, and that's what happened on that 3rd and long to Elijah Jordan. They, of course, went with the deep people, which you're supposed to do, but they left that big gap in the zone. But that's hard for a high school player to recognize where that ball is going to go and then recover. Really good read there by Brady Jordan, good throw, and then a great run at the end of that by Elijah Jordan to pick up the couple extra yards for the first down.
Well, right now it's back to receive for Shikellamy. 2 burners, Chase Morgan and Rashawn Martin deep. The kick off the foot of Breck Miller is deep back to the goal line, and he's into the end zone. That's a touchback in high school football. We've talked about that rule, Doug. Chase wanted to bring that out. Chase Morgan is a 100-meter, 200-meter champion, I guess, deep into the PIAA arena last year. So he's no stranger to speed. He wanted to bring that back and test the Bulldog pursuit that time.
So the Braves will start at the 20. Been a good start for the defense of the Bulldogs as well after the touchdown rush by Brady Jordan. Here again, they want to keep the pressure on that young quarterback, Brody Raybuck. Even though he has some talent, you want to force him to make a mistake early in this ball game.
Bulldogs in the 5-2. Shikellamy starting off after the touchback at their own 20. Raybuck throws to the flats. That's 23. Chase Morgan makes a man miss. Picks up 3 yards on the play. Well-designed play. Get him out in space. Sorry, that was Luke Snyder, but get him out in space. They've got some quickness.
And he's a little more stout. They have him listed at 5'10". I don't think he's 5'10", but he's a good solid 190, 200 pounds. So he's much bigger than Morgan and Martin. You do get him into space, and he can create some damage. But a good recovery there. That's a good play, though, for the Shikellamy offense to start to drive.
Brody Raybuck under center. 2 backs to his left. Twins left, motion right. Snap is back. The handoff is again to 28 and just met by a host of Bulldogs. We've seen this, Doug, after a pickup of 4, a loss of almost 5.
And it all starts, Nate, with the guys in the middle. Zach Rooney, Luke Springman, the general Dirk Steps. We don't get to call their names a whole lot, but they're being so tough inside and holding things up allows Tate Sechrist, Gabe Andrus, Packer, Samar to come from those other positions and make the big plays they did there.
6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Jersey Shore up 7-0. 3rd and 10 for the Shikellamy Braves on their own 20. Shotgun to Raybuck. Raybuck looks to the flats. He's snowed in. He's lots of pressure. He holds onto the football. But that's a loss of almost 10 yards, Doug. And we talked about that, getting pressure on the freshman QB.
You know, it's interesting. You have a veteran quarterback. He rolls back under pressure. He can figure out what to do. There, rookie quarterback, freshman quarterback, a lot of pressure. He had nowhere to go for one. Dirk Stetz really took a good line for the big sack for the D.
Shikellamy punting right now on their own 10-yard line. 4th and 20. Peacock and Jordan back to receive. Kicking is number 7, Nick Kuntz. There's a flag on the play. The kick is off. The kick is caught by Peacock. Fumbles the ball, picks it up, makes a break to the outside. He's got the edge, but he's tackled from behind by number 2. That's Isaac Schaefer-Knights with some good speed in pursuit.
He's excellent. That's Schaefer-Knights. He's very good. Him and Luke Snyder in particular, I expected them to be very good, and you can see why they're their best 2 players on both sides of the football. Really good tackle in open field special teams. So I don't know. They picked up. No, that penalty's going to get marked off here, so that's going to go against Schick. They're going to make them kick it again. Yes, they are. They take them back.
So that is a penalty, Doug, in which you cannot decline. I take it. Pre-snap.
Yeah, because they're going all the way back to the 10. Now he's marking it off. So that must have been pre-snap. Just didn't get a chance to stop the play. Again, Nate, it sets Cooper Peacock and Elijah Jordan. They are now at the Shikellamy 30 to field this punt. Just unbelievable opportunities for field position or a big return in special teams.
You know, and last week, Selinsgrove, phenomenal punter. In this week, this is the second time Shikellamy is punting from the back line of the end zone off the boot of number 7, Nick Kuntz. 4th and 25, ball on the 5. The snap is back. Peacock and Jordan to receive. Try to get a hand on it. Just missed it. Deeper kick. Peacock has space. He picks up 5. He's to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line. So that benefited the Dogs in the long run.
Really love to see what Cooper Peacock there. And you would expect him to do that, and he should. He tries to make somebody miss early. There, he didn't do that. He just went straight upfield, took what he could got. Hey, we'll take the ball in the 18 of your opponent anytime to start the drive.
Choosing to stay with a single back, it's Hayden Packard just to the right of the shotgun. Brady Jordan trips left, single receiver is Peacock to the right. Snap is back to Jordan. Handoff to Hayden Packard. Packard comes up. He's hit at the knees, goes down, but not until a pickup of 2. We're going to call it 2, Doug. It's not quite 3.
Schaefer Knights again on the tackle. Super job. I tell you, the guys up front for Schick are giving the offensive line of the Bulldogs, a tussle here early on, not getting a whole lot of separation between the line and the running backs.
Schick has been stout up front on defense. Jordan in the gun. The ball rolls back. Jordan picks it up. He tries to get to the outside. He does get the edge. He makes a cutback, but he's going to be tackled for a big loss. That's the first time we've seen this year. The snap did not get back to Jordan.
And you hate to be critical, but there Brady Jordan as a senior quarterback, he should have thrown that out of bounds because he's outside of the line. It doesn't matter. Nobody knew if that was a run or a pass. If he would have thrown that out of bounds, they would have got the ball at the previous line of scrimmage. Took the sack for the loss.
And we talked about that this year. The first time outside that tackle box, there is no grounding in high school football. 3rd and 19, ball on the 25. Snap to Jordan. He's in the gun. He's trying to look to run. He's getting pressure. 23. He's not going to outrun him. He's still looking to make a play. They're going to throw a flag, and that was a good block. Brady Jordan tackled all the way back, Doug, to the 44-yard line. He was running left. We talked about planting the foot this year and getting north and south. Tonight we're seeing a lot of east and west.
Really good job by Schick, though, putting a lot of pressure on. Pressure came from the outside. Brady thought he was going to have a lane there to the left, but that was quickly shut off. So you can really see the team speed of Schick is really good. And we've not seen that in the first 3 games where team speed of the opponent is pretty close to matching the team speed of Jersey Shore. And they've done a good job here tonight. You got to give credit to Schick. They're playing very well to start this ball game.
So right now, Jersey Shore, they're going to talk about the penalty. The penalties declined, but you know, when I looked at that penalty, Doug, the head was across. It was not a legal block in the back. It was not an illegal block. It was a good block. It just happened, bang, bang. The officials had the back was to the officials, so the flag is thrown. Not a big deal. What's a bigger deal though tonight is we're seeing some mistakes, some balls on the turf, and some poor decision making offensively here for the Bulldogs. They're going to get that under wraps. Cooper Peacock back to punt. Ball is on the 42 of Schick. The punt is away. Peacock kicks a low rugby-style kick all the way across the field. Picked up by number 23. Tackled immediately. Great coverage that time. Luke Snyder is tackled. And again, we talked about his size and stature. He's a tough, rugged runner.
Really nice on special teams there by Elijah Jordan. Not to take the fake, get your hands on your opponent. And even though he picked up just a couple yards, able to bring him down inside the 20-yard line. So you're never going to bark at that. Special teams, again, pinning your opponent inside the 20 to start their 3rd drive of the night. So Bulldog defense has played great. A little stop and start even with the score early for the offense of Jersey Shore. We'll have to see what Alex Jackson dials up here against the Shikellamy Brave offense.
And on that last drive, Doug, Jersey Shore started on their 18, ended back up at the 44-yard line, so they went backwards from the beginning. Schick starting right now on their own 17, 1st and 10. Raybuck under center, pitches left, does get to the corner, immediately hit at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the right side of that Bulldog line.
So the Bulldog defense has allowed only 9 first downs in 3 games and actually 45 rushing yards in 3 games. They're starting off the same way here tonight. Really stout against the run. We're really trying to force that freshman quarterback, Brody Raybuck, to have to throw the football and to force him into a mistake.
And give credit to Schick so far tonight. They've punted a couple times, but they haven't made the big mistake. So Raybuck under center, 2 backs to his left deep, singles left and right. The handoff is immediately off tackle. It's power. Hit immediately. Dirk Stetz, the general, comes all the way across the line for the initial pop.
Tate Sechrist at the bottom of the pile forced that running back to take a step and a hop outside, allowed Dirk Stetz to come from that opposite side of the line. Again, the guys up front, Springman, Rooney, Dirk Stetz inside, really, really tough against the run. Allow Tate Sechrist, Gabe Anderson, those linebackers just to roam free and to come in and make a play. Nice to see Dirk get a couple tackles and a sack early in this ball game.
Absolutely. 3rd and 11, ball on the 16. There's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go here as Shikellamy, the Braves, break the huddle. Raybuck is the quarterback. He's been under center tonight. He's in the gun. Single back, twins right, single left, snaps back to Raybuck. Raybuck looks to the flats, looks to he's hit immediately, fumbles. The ball's picked up. The ball is picked up by the Bulldogs. They get on top of that. That's a fumble and a pickup, but not a pick and scoop. But they're going to have the ball on the 3-yard line. You foreshadowed this, Doug. You talked about the freshman quarterback. That was not his fault. He got hit blindsided that time, looking to his left, blindsided from his left, and the mistake there is just a great field position for sure.
That's what you want if you're sure. Force the mistakes of your opponent, set yourselves up super deep in Brave territory.
Jordan under center. Ball is spotted at the 5. First and goal. Elijah Jordan to the back. Right to left goes Peacock. Pitch quick to Elijah. Good block by Hayden Packard. And he breaks. He gets to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't break the plane. They're going to call him down inside the 1-yard line. Packard got the initial block, which freed Jordan to make the break inside. He's down just inside the 1.
Boy, I thought that cut was going to get him in, but really solid tackle there by the interior of that Brave defense to keep him out of the end zone.
Well, we saw, with a single back, it was hard to get in. But Packard being that blocking piece right now is a positive for Elijah, because Schick has been stout up front tonight, limiting the running game for sure inside those tackles.
Officials kind of getting set here, making sure they have the ball where they want, I believe. Yep, here we go.
Second and goal from the 1. Quarterback keep. That's Jordan. Crosses the plane with a surge from the line. So the under center, nothing fancy, just a scrum rugby style carry, and gets enough for the first down, Doug, and touchdown.
All set up by the defense, set up by the hit, forced fumble, recovery, set up inside your opponent's 5-yard line. Bulldogs get it in for the score.
Snap is back, PAT. Hold is down, kick is up. Kick is good. That makes it 14-0 with 1:43 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Doug. Schick not playing bad, just a big break there for the Bulldogs.
And that's what you want. If you're Alex Jackson in this Jersey Shore Bulldog defense, force your opponent into errors, and it has worked all season long thus far. They've been dominant. Force the turnover there, set your offense up in a short field where your offense has struggled a little bit against a pretty good Schick defense. And Nate, on timeout just before the kickoff, brought to you by Three Brothers Moving. Three Brothers, they treat you like a part of the family. If you, a friend or a family member is moving, give Three Brothers a call at 215-220-1551. And our kickoffs all season long brought to you by Joe's Equipment off of Route 220, Cement Drive, Jersey Shore. Give Aaron and the crew a call at 570-398-1391, Joe's Equipment.
So, explain to those listening at home just tuning in, who made the hit on that last play to force the fumble? I think it was Tate Sechrist.
I thought it was too, coming from that backside. We've talked about Tate all season long. We'll have to confirm that with Coach Chris Davis up here in the box, along with your dad doing the stats. But I tell you, the pressure for the defense has been really good for the Bulldogs all season.
Breck Miller kicks off deep, returned by number 28. That's Chase Morgan, the speedster, makes a break. Good pursuit. He gets a cutback. He almost broke that, Doug, and we talked about his return game, the speed. It was close, and what you talk about, just that tiny bit, that little inch. Good return, one of the best returns we've seen all season against the Bulldog kicking game.
Peyton Samar and a couple others in on that special teams tackle, and they did a nice job. They forced him inside. That's kind of where you want him. That's where everybody is, but the gap broke inside, and boy, hopping and skipping, he would have been gone, but set him up, their best field position of the night at the Shikellamy 30-yard line.
The Bulldogs being gutsy, I said kick away from him all night, but you know what? They're kicking to him. So Shikellamy taking over here on their own 30-yard line, down 14-0, 1st and 10. Raybuck under center, hands it off. Inside is another fumble. The ball's on the turf. Jersey Shore says they have it. The officials signal Bulldog football. That time, it was a slot counter. It wasn't a reverse, but it was an inside trap counter. The handoff never got there, Doug.
Gabe Andrus right there at the initial point of contact, able to get it on the scrum. Again, if your Shikellamy defense is playing well, you cannot turn the ball over 2 drives in a row, but they just did. Bulldog offense ready to go.
Singles right and left. Brady Jordan under center, waiting for the clock to be officially started here. It's whistle blown. Packard and Elijah in the gun. Ball goes deep. It's Peacock. He's all alone. Wide open. He had a step, Doug. Just overthrown by Brady Jordan on that play.
That's a tough one. It's a one-man pattern. He's looking at Cooper Peacock. He got the separation he wanted, but, boy, you need just a little bit of air, and we've seen Brady Jordan drop it in right on the dime there, but he really didn't have time. Had to kind of put that out there on a little bit of a line just over the outstretched arms of Cooper Peacock for the incompletion.
2nd and 10, ball on the 26 of Shikellamy. Jersey Shore left to right motion. Pitches it to Elijah Jordan. Does not get the edge, but he's going to try to get the corner. Gets it, but not until he picks up. Let's call it 5 on that, Doug.
Really have to be impressed by the Shikellamy defense. They're quick. They held that to a gain of about 3. They are not allowing the Bulldogs to get moving through the rush tonight.
3rd and 7, Jordan under center. Takes the pitch, it's the counter tray. Packard makes a man miss. He's bowling his way forward, and we see that, Doug. They've snuffed that out twice tonight. But that counter tray with the fake pitch that time outside to Jordan, hands off back inside, opposite direction to Hayden Packard, big yards.
First time he really got it running. Good tackle there by Turbo Ortiz.
1st and 10 on the 14. Brady Jordan under center. Looks to Griffin. The ball's up, it's thrown. Griffin open. Good coverage on the play.
Rashawn Martin out there one-on-one again. Tried 2 one-receiver patterns, one to each side. Again, not a bad ball, but that's a tough throw from in the pocket all the way over the top to the front corner of that end zone.
2nd and 10 on the 14. Right to left goes Peacock. Peacock's on the reverse. He cuts it back up the middle. Good pursuit. They're going to call a face mask or a hold. One or the other. If it's defense, it's a face mask. If it's offense, it's a hold.
Again, that Isaac Shaper-Nice, he's tough in there. I tell you, it's a hold against Jersey Shore. Boy, I don't know. Hayden Packer was right out there in front. He's going to set him back because if you're Schick, you're going to take the penalty, no question about it. So the penalties have really hurt right at the point of contact.
And we talked about this even Wednesday night when I talked to Coach Tom Gravish about the penalties. They said, yeah, we got to clean some things up. He didn't think it was so much an officiating thing. They saw some things on film they weren't happy with. And on that particular play, right at the very end of that play, they call Packard for the hold. So it's going to be 2nd now and 20. See if they change the scoreboard. It looks like 2nd, close to 20. Ball on the 24. Jordan in the gun. It's the option, and they smelled it, and that's a big stick. They saw the film. They kept the pitch relationship, and Hayden Packard was just lit up.
And that was the brother of the other Turbo Ortiz, Ethan Turbo Ortiz, and he's the big one. Senior, 5'11", 195, number 4. That is a big hit against Hayden Packard. I think he's going to be all right. He jogged off, but he got one right in the chest area there. He's going to compose himself here in this 3rd and long.
Watch for the hook and ladder. Brady Jordan in the gun. Rolls to his left. Throws underneath. Nobody home. It looked like they were trying to get a hold of Elijah Jordan sitting down in the zone again. Nothing doing, Doug.
Connor Griffin right past him. Did have an opening there. That's not a good throw by Brady Jordan, but that's tough. You're rolling to the left. It's hard to get your feet set. He's been under pressure tonight. Had his brother open, but not able to get it there and skipped it for the incompletion. I tell you, Breck Miller, he's going to try a long field goal.
They're going to try it, Doug. And this is all in the snap and the placement here. And honestly, this Schick line has got great pursuit tonight. This is going to be a 45-yarder if he hits it. Snap is down. The kick is up. It's low. He pulled it. Plenty of distance. That's 2 tonight, Doug, that he took to the left side with those field goals.
Yep, had the distance. It's tough because you have to get the snap back. They did everything correctly, but you kind of have to get that kick off with a little bit of velocity, and it didn't get up as high as normal to get the distance and just drifted to the left. So Breck, he's got to be a little frustrated. Nate, he's scored 135 points in the past 2 seasons. So last year and this year thus far, a little tough start tonight here against the Braves.
Yeah, and so, you look at that type of a kick. It was low. It had enough leg, but it was just like a hook on a drive at a golf course, right to left, a little bit of a low liner. So Jersey Shore right now, 17 seconds to go in the first quarter, up 14-0. 1st and 10, Shikellamy Braves with the ball on their own 20. Handoff from Raybuck, nothing there. They tried to go inside the tackle, and Jersey Shore Andrus in on that one.
And that will be the last play of the first quarter. Gabe Andrus, Hayden Packer back in the ball game. He's okay. Big tackle to end this first quarter. Not the onslaught offensively, but still, you're up 14-0 on the road here against Shikellamy. We're going to go back to the station. You're listening to high school football, Jersey Shore Bulldog football on the Bear Country Sports Network.
A great first half last Saturday. The Walkhaven Bald Eagles want to build off of that this week when Clarion comes to the Jack for homecoming. Join Steve Miller and Ernie Green for pregame at 1:30. Brought to you by Woodlands Bank, SWC Real Estate, First Quality, Jason Everhart State Farm Insurance, First Citizens Community Bank, Baldbirds Brewing Company, Twilight Diner, Napa, and Hafley Insurance. 99.9 FM, streaming through bear999.com, video through golhu.com. It's the Bear Country Sports Network.
Bear Country, 99.9 FM.
We're back. Nate Carpenter, Doug Byerly, Shikellamy starting this second quarter. It's 2nd and 11. They have the ball on their own 19. Bulldogs in the 5-2. They're trying to get a man off the field. They're going to call possibly an illegal substitution. Nope, a timeout.
Timeouts. Service of Three Brothers Moving. The Three Brothers crew, they treat you like a part of the family. If you, a friend, or a family member is moving, give Three Brothers Moving a call at 215-220-1551. Good start, Nate, for Jersey Shore. A little stop and start offensively, but 14-0. Can't fault at that. Missed field goal by Breck Miller. 2 missed field goals, so they could be up 20-0. But the Braves defense, Nate, they're as good as advertised. They're good. They're athletic. They go to the football. They've made some nice plays.
Well, the biggest thing for the Bulldogs, they've had excellent field position tonight again. Forced a couple punts inside the end zone. Had great starting field position. Have forced 2 fumbles. And have also, stuffed defensively and played great here. So I'm at a place right now where Jersey Shore up 14 could be 21.
Oh, there's no question. Yeah, this Schick team, they're better than advertised at 1 and 2.
Hard to see, but it looks like Raybuck is still at quarterback number 12. Under center, 2 backs, single to the right, hands off to the left side of the line. Again, stymied by that Bulldog front 5.
Really just impressive. The guys up front defensively, Shikellamy have done a nice job, but the offense is really struggling. They're getting no push against the Bulldog defensive line, really shoving them back into the backfield, so the backs have not had a good opportunity to use the speed that they have to get into space and make a big play.
So Shikellamy right now, 3rd and 14, the ball on their 16. We're in the second quarter with 11.5 to go. Bulldogs looking to get another stop here to force a punt. Raybuck in. Raybuck under center, 2 backs, twins right. Looks to the flats. He's got pressure. He throws the ball. He's not outside the tackles. They're going to say number 28. Chase Morgan was close to the vicinity.
Yeah, he was fairly close, but hit as soon as he threw. Again, if you're Jersey Shore, you're trying to create exactly what happened last time. Sack, fumble, maybe a scoop and score, or set your offense up really deep. Didn't get there quite in time, but forced the incompletion. Did that pressure from the backside, Gabe Andrus and others. Going to force Schick into a punt.
Elijah Jordan, Cooper Peacock back in tandem, punting for Schick. Near the goal line is number 7, Nick Kuntz. The snap is back. He gets it. He kicks it. It's another low kick. Immediately to Peacock. He makes a break. He's got a wall to the left side. He cuts to the outside, cuts back to the inside. He's still running and down inside the 30-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 25. I thought he could keep that to the outside, but he got north and south.
Yeah, no complaints. Great field position, but you're right. Cooper probably made the wrong read on that play. If he would have tried to get to the corner, which we complain about so often that you want to plant your feet and go, there he probably did a little bit too much because he had that wall set up. Have an injured Brave on the field, but we're going to keep it right here again. Timeouts brought to you by Three Brothers Moving, and we want to give a thanks, shout out to Steve and Elisa Wadsworth. Really appreciate them, patron sponsorship of tonight's game. And Nate, let's go to got a couple scores here early on. So scores brought to you by Herb's Meat Market, the guys on South Main Street in Jersey Shore. You go down and see those folks, new owners, the meeting place, quality specialized meats and cheeses. Herb's Meat Market, our out-of-town scoreboard. Southern Columbia up on Lewisburg, 14-0 in the first. We just heard it here in the press box. Shamokin scored. They're up on Selinsgrove 7-0 in the second quarter. Milton, Mount Carmel tied 6-all in the first. Bloomsburg 13-0 over Midwest. No score on a couple others. Muncie 21-0 in the Old Shoe game over Montgomery. Mifflinburg 6-0 over Central Mountain in the first.
Bulldogs take over inside Schick territory to 25. Jordan takes it, keeps it. They're going to throw another flag, Doug. If Jersey Shore can't fix whatever they're doing, it's a situation where this was not called last year. They're calling it frequently this year. And with it comes zero tempo, zero rhythm, zero fast car, no NASCAR.
Yeah, it really takes them out of it. And you can tell Brady Jordan a little bit frustrated there with that penalty to start the drive.
Sechrist, single back. Jordan to the right. Sechrist blocking. It's the hook and go. Wide open is Peacock. It's to the end zone, and it's signaled a touchdown. Last week that worked, and tonight it worked.
Perfect throw there by Brady Jordan. You know, I was a little critical of him when he didn't hit his brother in the last drive down here, rolling to his left, not able to set the feet. There he rolled to the right. A little bit of pressure coming. Set those feet. Perfect throw over the top, over the defender to Cooper Peacock, 30 yards for the touchdown score.
Tate Sechrist, the single back on that last play, made a great block on the end to seal the pressure. Snap is back. Palski to Peacock. The kick is up off the foot of Breck Miller. The kick is good. That's 3 for 3 on PATs tonight. Even though there were 2 missed field goals, he's been electric with the point after touchdown game. So that's huge for the Bulldogs. 10:48 here in the second quarter, Doug, up 21-0.
What's really been impressive, even though you know the team's a little bit frustrated and you know we're a little frustrated with the penalties, Nate, the defense and the special teams still setting up your offensive team deep in your opponent's territory for short drives. Really, really have done a nice job. Again, timeouts real quick, brought to you by Three Brothers Butter Kickoff coming up, brought to you by Joe's Equipment, offering sales, service, and parts. Cement Drive, Jersey Shore. Give them a call at 570-398-1391. And again, don't forget, our pregame was brought to you by Pennycroft Rural Services. Give Jeff and the crew a call at 570-360-7757.
Kicking off again for Jersey Shore this year has been such a weapon. Breck Miller has consistently kicked, and he's kicked to 28. Chase Morgan, also Rashawn Martin has been back deep, and both guys have burners. The kick is up, the kick is back, the kick is a little shorter, higher. It's received at the 9-yard line. He makes a man miss, gets out, big stick by Tate Sechrist, but not until he gets out to the 30-yard line. Another nice return by Chase Morgan.
Good jobs by the Bulldog special teams in that you didn't give up your lanes, you funnel him to the inside, but you have to give some credit, Nate. Pretty good blocking by the interior of that Braves Shikellamy special teams where they create a lane for Morgan up the middle, and boy, he does have good speed, good burst, pretty decent field position outside their own 30. This is their best starting field position, but what a contrast. They're happy outside their own 30. Jersey Shore's been inside the Shikellamy 30 to start a couple drives.
For sure. Field position this year has been something, it's been a delicacy for the Bulldogs. They've had it all year long. Raybuck is the quarterback, number 12. He's under center, 2 backs, singles left and right. Snap is back, handoff immediately, and that's just 2 yards again. Back, as soon as the bat touched the football, he was touched by a defender. I'm not sure who made that tackle.
Luke Springman in there. Luke's a guy that gets lost in the middle. He's not a big guy. He is so quick inside from the defensive tackle position.
2nd and 12, ball on the 29. Raybuck under center, 2 backs, singles left and right. That's going to be a false start. Number 23, Luke Snyder, just a little bit of encroachment there moving forward.
And if you're Shikellamy, you're looking up at the scoreboard, it's 21-0. That's about what they average in a ball game. And you know that, hey, guys, if we don't put together a scoring drive and get this within a 2-touchdown, 2-score type ball game, we're going to be in trouble because we just can't score that much unless we break a play or make a play on the defensive side. So a little pressure here for the Shikellamy offensive team.
10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 21-0, Bulldogs over the Shikellamy Braves here in Sunbury. 2nd down and 17, ball on the 24. Raybuck under center, motions right to left is Rashawn Martin. Handoff inside. That's the first time. And what happened there, Rashawn Martin was able to get over and make a nice block, which sprung, I believe it's number 23. That was Luke Snyder on the carry.
Hayden Packer on the blitz there. And, when you blitz, Nate, you pick a lane and you go. They're the running back able to slide by Hayden Packer, pick up a nice gain.
Bulldogs in the 5-2 stack in the box. It's 3rd and 12. Raybuck in the under center, motion right to left. 2 backs. Slightly fumbled botch snap on that play, and that's just enough for the Bulldogs to really converge on that football. 23. Luke Snyder pulls up a little bit lame, but he gets it back to his feet. 4th and 12, Doug.
Interesting decision. 4th and 12. Your freshman quarterback's been under such pressure, you probably just don't want to put him in that position where he's going to have to figure out what to do with the football. They run it, no gain there. Again, Cooper Peacock, Elijah Jordan, this time on their side, or Jersey Shore's own side of the 50-yard line to receive this punt.
Grass in good shape here tonight at Shikellamy. Beautiful. The rain has helped. Peacock and Jordan, Elijah, Brady Jordan's brother, back to receive, but not. We're going to take a timeout here, Doug. Officials call and signal a timeout to give Schick a little breather before they punt this one away.
Again, the timeout is brought to you all season long by Three Brothers Moving. The crew, they can move you anywhere from point A to point B. If you're a friend, family member, you have to pick up and go. Give the guys at Three Brothers Moving a call at 215-220-1551. And hey, back to the scoreboard again, brought to you by Earls Meat Market. That Shamokin-Selinsgrove game will be an interesting one. It's been a good game. Selinsgrove has kind of dominated over the past 10 years or so, but Shamokin always seems to play the Seals real tough, but they're missing their starting quarterback, Brent Nye, who's a good player. And if Shamokin can give Selinsgrove a game, that's going to be tough for the Seals. I mean, they're getting some players back, but you drop a second consecutive game in this part of the season where they thought they could get on a little bit of a roll. A very important game across the river here for the Selinsgrove Seals.
Absolutely. Winning becomes a momentum builder, but so does losing on the opposite side of that spectrum. 21-0, Jersey Shore up 4th and 14 for Shikellamy. They're punting from their own 27. Cooper Peacock and Elijah Jordan back. The snap is back. The kick is higher and deeper. Sends Cooper back to the 39. Fumbles, picks it up. He gets to the outside, and he has a wall. He's at the 50, the 45, 30, and out of bounds close to the 25-yard line. How many times do we see that, Doug, where if there's a fumble and you pick it up early enough, it almost freezes the coverage team?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of have to let you make a play. They can't hit you before you pick up the football, and there it did free him. A really nice setup on that punt return by the Bulldogs special teams. Big return, tackle at the end of that by Nate Bradigan for the Braves.
Jersey Shore going to go to the fun and gun. Looks like trips right, twins to the left. Brady Jordan in the gun. He's the only one in the backfield. Snap is back. He's going to roll right. He's looking. He gets about 2 yards and is hit. And he had any number of receivers open, chose to keep it. Tate Sechrist sat down in the zone that time, was 10 yards downfield, wide open.
Well, I think Brady was kind of thinking that those defenders would drop back with those receivers, and none of them did. He was met by 3 Braves.
Excellent discipline on defense for Schick. Jordan in the gun, hands off immediately. That's Tate Sechrist. And you know what? We've talked about this, Doug, into the end zone, just like that. We talk about defensive speed and offensive speed. That's his first carry, I believe, tonight offensively. And he takes it 23 yards to the house, up the gut, where Jersey Shore wasn't able to run through the tackles. Guess what happens? You spread that field wide. Now that tackle box becomes a sieve, and Tate Sechrist took advantage of it.
Finally got rewarded. 102 yards, over 100 yards, but no scores last week.
Kick is up off the foot of Breck Miller. Good snap from Palski. Good hold from Peacock. It's up and good. So just like that, 28-0 with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Let's go to some sponsors, Doug.
Sponsors all season long, Nate, just have done a super job in coming on board. Pennycroft Rural Services with the pregame. Three Brothers Moving with the timeouts. Our kickoffs, we talk about them coming up here. Joe's Equipment on Cement Drive, Jersey Shore at the former Thomas L. Dunlap property. Give the crew a call at 398-1391. Our scoreboard brought to you by Earls Meat Market. And halftime coming up, Kevin Peacock Disposal. And our player of the game, the Fill It Up Drive-In. Here's some update, Nate. Shamokin-Selinsgrove 7-7. Here's a shocker. Milton 13, Mount Carmel 6 in quarter number 2. I tell you, Milton is pretty good, but that would be a big upset. Mount Carmel, the number 1 team in a lot of TV stations rankings as well. Hughesville much improved over Warrior Run 14-0. Berwick all over the Millionaires of Williamsport 20-3 in the first quarter. Marion Catholic 6-0 over Lime Mountain. Muncie going to win the Old Shoe game 35-0 over Montgomery in quarter number 2. And let's see, we don't have a score, Danville, Loyalsock. That's the marquee game here in Central Pennsylvania. 2 undefeated teams looking for a deep run in the AAA playoffs.
Miller to kick off here. The kick is low and deep, sends back to the 5. He's going to return it. Speed out to the 20 that time, but the directional kick, Doug, lower, but directionally put perfectly. Back chase Morgan up, and that's the first time we haven't seen him in a couple kickoffs return it back to the 30.
Really nice job, Stone Sechrist and the freshman Bo Sechrist in on the tackle there on special teams. So great to see those underclassmen in there. But you're right, Breck Miller forced the return man Morgan to go to the corner, not able to get to the middle of the field where there's more space. Bulldog defense, Nate, they're looking to come up here big, get a turnover, another quick score, really just add to this lead. It's amazing. Shikellamy defense, Nate, has played pretty well.
They have.
They're a nice group, but their offense really has done not a whole lot.
I've also been impressed with their speed. Strong kids. Jersey Shore able to spread the field that last drive and then run right up the middle to pay dirt to put the 4th touchdown on the board. Schick under center. Handoff inside the tackle box. Once again, met behind the line of scrimmage.
Zach Rooney, Dirk Stetz, right there in the middle of the field. Hayden Packer coming in to clean it up. We talked about it, Nate. This defensive unit has only allowed less than 50 rushing yards, not per game, in the season thus far, and I would be just amazed if Schick has even 10 yards rushing tonight.
As disciplined as the defense has been against the run, they also have some lockdown coverage in the secondary. They really haven't been tested through the air this year because most of the QBs have not had time as they oppose the Bulldog defense to get the ball off. When they do get outside the tackle box, it's pretty much, they're being stalked from behind by the likes of Tate Sechrist and Gabe Andrus, and as well as a linebacking core that's fleet of foot.
And that's what we're going to see in a couple of weeks with that Mifflinburg team, the senior quarterback Dressler. That'll be a challenge for the Bulldog defense.
Brody Raybuck under center, 2 backs behind him. He hands off to the left back. He gets a couple yards again on the carry. Looks like that's Luke Snyder. Bowls forward for a pickup of about 3. It's going to bring up here a 3rd, and it's going to be about 7.
So I just was checking the schedule, Nate. That Mifflinburg game I thought was in 2 weeks. That's next week. So that's going to be really interesting. Now, Troy Dressler, coach's son, veteran quarterback for the Wildcats of Mifflinburg at Thompson Street Stadium. That'll probably be the first quarterback that we've seen, Nate, with the experience to throw the ball down the field. We'll see how the Bulldog defense reacts next week.
If you haven't been out to a contest, get out to a contest next Friday night, Mifflinburg at home, Thompson Street Stadium, 7 o'clock under the lights. Starts a 4-game stretch of home games. Under the gun, Tate Sechrist, pressure. Tate Sechrist got there, no flags, legal hit. Incredible pursuit by that front 5. Tate Sechrist came just like a bolt of lightning off that left edge, making a hit on Brody Raybuck, so it brings up 4th and 7.
Almost forced an interception. There was 3 Bulldog defenders right around that football, but fell on the turf for the incompletion again. Cooper Peacock, Elijah Jordan deep to return this punt.
Couple kicks for the Bulldogs punt return-wise, almost taken to the house. See if they can set the wall up in the block. Kick is away by number 7, Nick Kuntz. It's low, it's wobbly. Peacock picks it up, and that time both Elijah and Cooper Peacock wanted that football, and it's almost like playing center field and shortstop. Someone's got to make that decision. Very fortunate they got back on that fumble.
Really fortunate because Cooper Peacock kind of came up and bumped Elijah Jordan ball on the turf because the defender was right there, and Cooper Peacock able to scramble, make a nice recovery. Still good field position, but back inside your own territory, just outside the 40. I think they're marking it at the 42.
Brady Jordan.
Now the officials are throwing the football.
Oh, yeah. I got nervous there, Doug. Sorry to cut you off, buddy. Single left, trips to the right. Tate Sechrist again in the backfield to the left of the shotgun, Brady Jordan. Clock set. Snap is away. Over the middle and just thrown at the ankles of an Elijah Jordan that ran a skinny post route.
And he was open. I mean, that's a good throw that Brady Jordan can certainly make. But, you can see that Coach Gravish and his staff, they're trying to work in a little bit more of that passing game across the middle and force Brady Jordan to make some of those throws that he hasn't had to make thus far.
Jordan in the gun, Twins left motion to the right. Hands off to Elijah Jordan. He makes a cut. Cuts it back up the middle. Makes a man miss. Falls forward for a nice pickup of about 8 yards.
Thought the Brave defense had that corralled, and they really did. Forced him to cut it upfield. Really made a nice spin move at the end of that for a couple extra yards.
3rd and 4, ball on the 43. Snaps back to Jordan. Hands off. It's a missed botch snap. Fumble. Jordan gets on it. That's the 2nd or 3rd time tonight we've seen a missed snap. Now, that was not Palski. That was all on Jordan that time. Did not get the handoff to Tate Sechrist.
Yep, he just kind of dropped that one, and that happens every now and then. Again, the pressure by the Schick defense has been really good, forcing a couple mishandles there by the Bulldogs. So on 3rd and a makeable, loss on that play. So Cooper Peacock drops down for the punt.
Peacock punting. Ball on the 44-yard line. 4th and 8. Snap is back. Speed returning for the Shikellamy Braves. That's a boot. Deep inside the 10. It's going to sit down inside the 5. Marked down at the 2-yard line. For a rugby-style kick, that's all leg muscle right there, because that was not pretty, but it was high and deep.
Yep, the snap was not perfect. Kind of floated back there. Got to him directly, but Cooper Peacock doesn't wait around. He gets it and kicks it very, very quickly. Doesn't really take a step. Got a nice roll at the end of that where it stopped. It didn't continue to roll because it kind of looked like it was going to be one of those that would hop into the end zone. But, boy, if you're Shikellamy, you're like, come on, guys.
I mean, seriously, Doug, that's a 50-yard punt. I'll have to look at the stats. 50, 52-yard punt. It wasn't pretty, but that just shows, Peacock and what he can do. He's kicking it. We see a lot of that rugby style, but that was high and deep, and we're concerned about the return game at Chase Morgan. There's no chance on that one.
So once again, Shikellamy starting deep inside their own territory, this time inside their own 5.
Raybuck under center, backs up tight. He's just going to try to run forward and pick up some yards to get some breathing room. Again, down near the goal line. A tough start, tough sledding here for the Shikellamy Braves.
Boy, if you're Jersey Shore, hold them or force that turnover, get another score here as second quarter winds down, getting close to the 4-minute mark.
Again, 2nd and 10. Ball is spotted on the 2-yard line. 4 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Your Bulldogs up 28-0 against the Shikellamy Braves on the road here at Sunbury. The quarterback is the freshman Raybuck under center, 2 backs behind him, single right, motion left to right, handoff off that side, and Tate Sechrist just crashes down. Collision right at the line of scrimmage.
The fans listening are probably tired of us saying, but you just have to be impressed by the up-front guys of Jersey Shore. They just don't get moved. Zach Rooney, again, Luke Springman, undersized there, that defensive tackle, and Dirk Stats. They allow all the other active players of the Bulldogs to make the plays, but those guys up front are really just doing a super job forcing the Braves into this 3rd and long at their own 5-yard line.
And you can tell Shikellamy is well coached. We haven't seen, other than a big hit, we haven't seen too many mistakes by them with this freshman quarterback. Just a lot of pressure from the front 5, and that box is stacked about as great as it can be. Left to right, handoff on the jet sweep, cut back, but just stoned after being hit, looks like at the line. I thought he picked something up, but they're going to spot it at the line.
Super job there. It looked like the running back was going to try and go to the outside, Luke Snyder, but they cut it up front, and that pursuit so quick for the Bulldogs. Again, it sets your return guys up. Elijah Jordan at your 30. Cooper Peacock going to fall back here, be a couple yards underneath, behind him as well, but chance for great field position for the Bulldogs. And it is only Elijah Jordan on this return.
There will be no fighting over this return, Doug. Snap is back near the back line. It's pressured. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. Flag's coming out. They hit the punter. Elijah Jordan picks it up, and he's going. He's going all the way, but nothing doing. Stuck at the end of that play. That should be a flag, too. Thank you. But that's after the fact. What that's going to do, though, Doug, it's going to. I don't know if it's going to negate it. Explain this one to me. You're more knowledgeable of the penalty game. Roughing the kicker, the big one, not the incidental. And then afterwards,
that's personal foul.
Personal foul.
He need him right in that.
Right, we know that. So but one's after the play, or do they negate each other?
That's going to be interesting to see. I agree. And great pressure by the Bulldogs trying to go after that block. Nothing wrong with that.
It wasn't dirty. It just got into the kicker. They sent pressure. They brought the house up front.
Oh, and you have a cut block against Shikellamy. So maybe that Yeah, now you have the personal foul roughing the punter. So you had a cut block against Schick before the roughing the penalty. That negates it. And then you have personal foul against Schick at the end of that play.
Can we get it? You're doing a great job of translating.
So they're going to take that personal foul against Schick is going to get enforced. So that goes from the end of the return of Elijah Jordan, which was at the 15. That's going to be half the distance. So they're going to start the drive inside the 10.
I hope you took notes at home. That was Doug Byerly on the play call there. Thank you. Cleaned that up for me. I felt like I was on mission to Mexico, and you were speaking Spanish, but I wrote it down. I took the notes, and it makes sense. I didn't see the chop block.
Yeah, neither did
I. We saw the roughing the kicker. Then we saw the after the fact. It was a frustration thing, and it was a need of the helmet. Really surprised that,
Drive's going to start inside the 5, Nate. They mark it off now. So the Bulldogs, after the nice return so he's going to kick it from in there. Okay.
He is, yeah.
Right.
We're going to have Schick is kicking again, 4th and 10. Ball is on the 2. That's Kuntz to kick number 7. They brought pressure again, and they hit him again. They didn't, no flag. The pickup is Elijah Jordan. He's got it. He breaks the side. He gets outside, being pursued by number 2. And I'll tell you, Knights can run.
He can really run. He came all the way across the field to run down Elijah Jordan, who was a little tired after 2 punt returns in a row. But that's a great play on special teams by Isaac Schaefer Knights.
I'm surprised they didn't call an incidental. The kicker, once again, was hit.
Yeah,
but
let it go.
They let it go. I think they had so much to talk about after that last play. They're like, can we just move this game forward? 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 28-0 Jersey Shore. Ball on the Shikellamy 18. It'll be a 1st and 10. Brady Jordan in the gun. Another whistle. Referee calling for a timeout. Shikellamy is going to take a timeout. We're going to go to sponsor, Doug.
Yep, timeouts again all season long, brought to you by Three Brothers Moving. They treat you like a part of the family. If you, a friend, or family member is moving, give Three Brothers Moving a call at 215-220-1551. And Irv's Meat Market, out-of-town scoreboard. See the folks down at Irv's for all the great things that they have available to them, meats, cheeses, etc. Nate, Montoursville 14-0 over Central Columbia. Mifflinburg 14-0 over Central Mountain. We'll see the Wildcats from Mifflinburg next week at Thompson Street Stadium. The big surprise here, Nate, Milton still up on Mount Carmel, 13-6 in the second. The question about that game, Nate, at the Silver Bowl in Mount Carmel was, could Mount Carmel match the physicality of that huge Mount Carmel offensive and defensive lines? Well, thus far, the Black Panthers doing a great job. And we could see that team in the playoffs later on this year.
Milton's program is on the mend, on the rebound. Ball on the 18. Bulldogs have it 1st and 10. Snap to Jordan. Fakes it, pumps it. Got a man in the flats wide open. That's Peacock. Peacock makes a man miss. Stood it up, though. Good cleanup tackling responsibilities. Cornerback and safety on that play. That was number 28, Chase Morgan. He's been locking Peacock down tonight, trying to eliminate that big play.
Really tried to go to a slant, and Brady Jordan did a nice job. Didn't throw it into coverage, out to Cooper Peacock for the completion.
Jordan in the gun. Handoff. That's to Sechrist. Sechrist, again, just a bull in a china closet. Gets forward. It's going to be close. We'll see if they move the chains. He's smelling that first down line.
Just a little short on that play for Tate Sechrist.
Jersey Shore in the fast car. Jordan hands off again to Tate Sechrist. He's hitting the backfield. He's just carrying a man. He just carried a man 3 yards.
Literally.
On a bull named Fu Manchu. 2.7 seconds, Tim McGraw sang. Wow. That was incredible, brother. That was incredible.
Shoulder high tackle. You can't help but laugh at Tate Sechrist on the shoulder for 3 yards.
I thought he was going down 2 yards deep. Jordan in the gun, hands off, fakes it to Sechrist. He keeps it around the edge, makes a cutback, and he is across. He broke the plane. That's a touchdown for the Bulldogs. Again, Tate Sechrist, after that last play, he needs so much attention that when you're carrying guys like that, you're thinking, we got to get this guy down. Jordan fakes it, keeps it, made a great decision, read the end, and took that into the end zone.
A really nice block by his brother Elijah Jordan to allow him just enough space to get in 5 yards for the touchdown rush.
The point after touchdown, up a line drive, but it's through. That's Palski to Peacock. The hold is down. The kick is perfect. That's 35-0, Doug. Here in the second quarter, 1:36 to go.
You know, and if you're Jersey Shore, you're a little frustrated because your offense certainly has stopped and start. The Shikellamy defense has played well, matched them pretty good in speed, matched them with some physicality. So they've had some drives that have gone nowhere. In fact, they've had a couple of drives that have gone back where they've had to punt it away, but the defense has not relented at all. They have just been lights out. Special teams has been great. Both Cooper Peacock and Elijah Jordan with some really solid returns, really setting up that offensive team. Again, Nate, it's amazing thus far this year the amount of drives that Jersey Shore has started in the opponent's territory or very close to the 50-yard line. Just unbelievable. A team like Shikellamy, really any team, you can't match that because you're playing on a half a field for your offense all season long.
You can't match that, and it appears right now Jersey Shore has some substitutions in on the opening kickoff. Again, I see Tate Sechrist. I see Brody Hurd, number 27. I see some other guys, but if that's number 41 for Jersey Shore on the kickoff here to contain, and he's only a freshman. That's another Sechrist in the lineage, Bo Sechrist. Breck Miller kicks it. It's deep. It's high. Fielded by Rashawn Martin. Martin's out and just met by about 8 Bulldogs. Doug, that kick didn't go quite as deep as some of the earlier kicks, but higher. Good hang time on that. Gave the kick coverage time to pursue.
Yep, really a different look. And that kickoff, again, brought to you by Joe's Equipment all season long. Folks at Joe's Equipment bringing you steel, sales, service, and parts. Cement Drive right off of Route 220 in Jersey Shore. Give the crew a call at 570-398-1391. We appreciate Joe's Equipment coming on board this year as a new sponsor of kickoffs all season long for the Bulldog football team.
It's been a great night here in Sunbury, Doug. Shikellamy, beautiful night. Couldn't ask for better weather. You know, we've had some rainy weeks, some lightning delays this year, but sure footing here, great surface. Looks like they're going to go into the prevent right now offensively and just take a knee. Nope. They're going to protect the football though, and that's wise. Jersey Shore again stacking the box. 2nd and 10.
You know, you hate to repeat yourself as an announcer, but the defense just